Right, so next up, a gold car for a lot of people that we were actually just talking about. It's the ugly sister that's just got hot. R33 GTR. It's in for what? Just a few bits, basically.
Basically, we had stripped all of the suspension off, all the subframes, everything's been powder coated, poly bushed, and
just to make it nice. Yeah,
just freshen it up, really.
It's just nice to see one because you don't see them anymore. If I'm honest, it's one of those cars that I think a lot of us would have seen passing back in the day.
Yeah.
And now it's just like, yeah, when you get a chance to be around one, I think it's one of those things. I love the front end on these. I forgot how nice the front end is more than anything. It is a very, very nice car. You did say the owner's got a 32 as well?
32 GTR.
Yeah, so he's living the dream. Oh, he's living the whole GTR. Yeah, dream there. What a lad. Yeah, what a lad. So we don't get to see many GTRs on this channel anyway. So just seeing one, going under some, repairs and that, but it's just nice to see it, isn't it?
Yeah.
Very different from the car we've just come from, I will admit. Yeah, literally. So next up, past the lovely GTR, it's completely deconstructed, but I'm assuming it's going through a major something is happening, because I mean you've got a lot of, I'm assuming weld and...
The guy drove it here.
Wow. Okay.
Turned up with it, been to another shop with sort of like a list as such on it, bits and pieces that needed checking over, potentially had some engine issues. We got Jack from Jay's garage to come down, do a compression test, do a leak down test, go through it all, odds and sods, but apart from that, like it was effectively good for the dyno. So odd bits and pieces, some bits were weirdly wired up, shall we say. But yeah, no, the guy wants it to be good, shall we say.
Yeah, because none of them really are anymore, are they? Unless they've been to this length.
As you can see, it obviously had the engine bay, the underneath had all been repainted white. It looked like a very, very clean, or reasonably clean PS13. Sort of stockish looking, 17-inch wheels, nothing mad, few adjustable arms, but it basically hasn't been touched. It's sort of, I think it was probably like 10 years ago the guy did it. Yeah, we were just like, how far do you want to go on it? And he was like, I want to make sure it's immaculate, I want to keep this one. He's got a few cars.
Yeah.
Quite a young lad, to be fair.
Oh, really?
He is one of the nicest people in the world, though.
Yeah.
These have gone up recently, well, over recent years, haven't they? So to try and find a nice one anyway is hard. But to try and find a crap one is, yes, readily available, but they've still gone up in price, haven't they? So going to this level and taking it this far is probably the right thing to do.
Same money that a decent one used to be 5 years ago.
Oh yeah.
That upsets me.
Yeah, because I remember when these were like $6,000, and I was like, for a nice one, you're like, ooh, I'll buy one of them one day. Now you're not.
How much he paid for it, I was like, what?
Oh, definitely.
Since when did these become that much money?
Yeah.
And obviously we stripped it back, and there's little bits like we could see these were starting to bubble. A lot of it's underneath, but it's had some good repairs. But obviously the repairs were done 10 odd years ago. There's some little bits that just need sort of some attention. But he's going full bare metal underbody resto.
Yeah.
All subframes powder coated, all brand new polybush adjustable driftworks arms. All new brake lines, new fuel lines, new everything. Basically wants it to be a new car.
Yeah, nice. Right way to go with one. Yes, for like, how much they're worth, I get that, but also keeping one nice is the hard bit, and this is the point you'll have to get to, of course, with a lot of cars from this era, where you're gonna have to pull the whole thing apart to actually start from square one again.
Oh, there's so many repairs on this that we found now it's back to bare metal. Like originally we looked at it, was like, it's especially being painted white, the sort of rust spots were showing through it, sort of looked mottledy brown underneath and brown and white. But yeah, then obviously once we strip it back to bare metal, the amount of repairs that have been done quite well, luckily. But yeah, just odd little bits need attention.
Well worth doing though. Yeah. Well worth doing. Right, I am going to go to the GTO. I know no one in this room or on the internet wants to care about this, but I don't get to see many of them. So you would just say George is out of the video right now. So you're saying this is a customer's car, come in, needed a few MOT repairs, but was more than MOT repairs because it's like had an exhaust and stuff?
Yeah, so he wanted an exhaust done anyway. The MOT proved it needed an exhaust. Quite a lot worse.
Quite a lot worse than you thought it was. Yeah.
It's had recon steering rack and track rod ends. I think that's about it. Yeah, maybe something else.
It's nice that, again, like, I know a lot of people on the internet or in this room right now don't like them. I get that, but you don't get to see nice ones, and this is relatively nice.
Yeah,
I mean, it's not got loads of holes in the bottom of it.
No,
so
it's a solid car.
I appreciate them because of that reason, because you don't see them, and then we do see one and it's a nice one. You've got to appreciate it, because no one wants to save cars like this yet. And I mean yet, yeah. I will just turn the camera around to something that, again, no one's going to care about. I love American cars. It's like my thing. What are we talking? Apache, Ford?
100.
Very long.
It's very long.
We'll come round this way. It's very long. 63.
On its original California tag.
Oh, yeah. Look at the bumper, how bowed in it is there. It's a working truck, that one.
Yeah.
So why is it here? That's the question. Because there's a theme here, and this is like very much the odd one out at this point.
That is the black sheep.
That is, the black sheep of the room.
Black sheep.
Stop being so rude to the GTO.
That's cool.
Yeah, this is cool. That's cool in its own right.
That could have no roof on it.
And it's still cool.
This is basically staying exactly how it is.
Lovely. Don't paint it.
Jag subframes that were down by the door. Front and rear subframes going in. Typical standard sort of
That's a normal thing.
Jag front and rear clip. Then he has a 2006 C320. So the 3-litre V6 diesel auto.
Oh, wow.
So we're pulling that out. So
yeah, cool.
250 brake.
Yeah. Reusable,
V6
reliable, powerful still if you want that, but
yeah, more than enough power for what it needs to be. Don't touch anything. Engine bay's getting resprayed. Inside of the cab, maybe getting resprayed, maybe being left patina. We're
not sure. We'll see when you get to it.
Floor needs a little bit of attention. The seat's going to get retrimmed, but wants it, for all intents and purposes, to look exactly as it is.
Yeah.
Doesn't even want it washed.
Oh wow, even better. Love it.
But then it's
That's
getting.
my kind of guy. Yeah.
The guy who owns it owns a historic race team.
Oh really?
He's about 20 minutes up the road. My old boss and a good friend, so we're doing this as a bit of a project for him. This is going to be his daily driver shop truck.
Yes, that's what you want. I love it. Putting a newer style power train basically in an older vehicle is literally where it's at for me.
Big 300-litre diesel tanks, tow bar, LED lights, but all in the standard lights. So it looks old, but you can actually see where you're going. People can see
rather
you.
than candles and jam jars, which is what they are.
300-litre diesel tank, because he said to me, I want to be able to hitch the race shuttle up with a race car in the back, toolbox in the back, back of the truck, come out of the workshop, stop at BP, brim it, grab a Costa or Starbucks, get on the road, go all the way to Spa and Nürburgring, come back without having to worry about stopping for fuel.
And do probably some good MPG at the same time. Like, it does the whole thing then, doesn't it? You go fill it up if you need to, and
it should hopefully weigh about the same as my E-Class estate. So
wow, yeah. So, I mean, and that's I was going to say someone's E-Class estate, but yeah, something older with a new powertrain. I absolutely love it. So not my pick of the room because there's a lot of loveliness, but that's really cool. Like, it's very different from what else is in here. A German heart in an American car is it's a right bit of me. That also love a pickup truck as well. It's like, don't wash it. You love about pickup trucks. What was this? What is it?
This is S14A corner.
Oh right, yeah. So this is entering the chat here.
This one is full OEM plus restoration.
Oh wow. This is crazy.
This is basically ready for paint now.
Yeah.
Corner of the sill left to do. Then think we're going on hold for a little bit before it goes to paint. So it's going to get re-rust treated because the rust converter we use is like a rust converter and primer just to sort of protect it until it's ready to go for paint. So once this sill's done, that's all painted. These two are getting swapped.
Right, and that one's
So I
getting...
can then do all the bodywork fit up on this because we've got all brand new, genuine Nissan Kooky bumpers.
Oh wow, they're hard to come by these days, I guarantee.
No, we can supply them.
Oh wow, oh, I'd like to hear that, yeah. Yeah, okay, so if you need that,
Yeah.
get in contact, mate. This one, though, is sort of just before this point, I suppose, where you're still working on arches and the top half, and then
Yeah, this
it'll
one,
go over.
Yeah, this one's been sort of a get it done. This one's been a little bit of a slow burner as such. But basically needs all the same work.
Yeah, they all do though. This era it needs to get to this point, doesn't it? Really.
But yeah, so this one's going OEM plus, so like full OEM, but just Kooky kits. It's been tubbed in the front because he wants to run it low
With nice
on
wheels.
18s.
Yeah.
So they're factory tubs.
Yeah.
Again, brand new factory tubs that have been done. You can just about see
nice.
in there. So they're an inch higher and an inch further forward, so we can get full compression on 18s
Yeah.
and full lock without it touching anywhere. This one's a little bit different. This one's got quite a special engine for that we can't mention.
Exciting.
But we are going to update with the customer and decide what
And see where it goes. Yeah. But it is
there's
just
been a lot of ideas over the years thrown about with it.
There is. This is going to be like that soon, but it's going to go a different way. Not OEM, but
slightly
it's going to go something different. The next one though, black one. That's like
This. So this was another customer of mine. I did some work on this, sort of semi-looked after it for a couple of years while he owned it. He then sold it. The guy who now owns it is actually a lot closer than what the other customer was. He's decided to keep it with us. Again, this came in for an MOT.
a lot of MOT work with the axle on the bottom,
Yeah.
on the floor.
So even though we'd looked after this, there was some very extreme bodges had been done to this.
When they were like $2,000 probably, when they were just
Yeah.
like throwing them together and then throwing them in a bush or whatever was
I
happening.
met an Evo like that once.
Like an Evo with that size.
It looked like a tiny scab of rust, and I ended up cutting the whole rear end out and replacing it all.
This
Is that where this is going? Yeah, I thought that's
Got
where
in
this
there,
is
he
going.
started cleaning it, and he's like, there's
There's some other
A sheet
things.
of silicon comes off, and then a silicon chassis rail falls off.
This sounds like what's happening here, but just today instead.
Yeah, so this is having in and out of sills, there's floor plan repairs, there's everything. And the problem is, the more we strip back, the worse it gets. But
So hopefully it doesn't make it to this point.
no, we're trying to avoid that.
Get that far, yeah. But another one that's getting
This is just a track. So the guy who the old customer had it as a sort of street drift car. The new guy is basically just a track toy.
Yeah.
So we started off when he first brought it, changed all the suspension, changed all the geometry setup, so it was then set up for track rather than drift. And then now we're into, well, it's an S14, so why would there be any structural metal left in it?
Yeah, well, it's this old Nissan at this point. So yeah, cool though. Like it's nice to see at least 3 of them in different stages at this point.
It's also very helpful.
Hey,
There's nothing wrong with old Nissans.
isn't there?
Coming from the person who drives a Chrysler.
Like, shh.